Hello and welcome to another Dominions 6 Quick Tips. In this episode I'll show you how to set up the arena in order to test mechanics, armies or scripting within Dominion 6. Do note that you do not have to use the arena to do this, it's just simpler than using the default map generation due to the proximity of nations. So let's first talk about two mods that can be useful for setting up your testing. The first is the arena map, which was made by Das Tactics and it can be found in the Steam Workshop, and I'll leave a link in the description of the video as well. This map is nice because it gives you a nice small map in order to be able to quickly set up testing environments. The second mod, which is not mandatory but I think it's useful to test out army and units, is the Debug Mod created by Sombra. Again, this can be found on the Steam Workshop, but I will also leave a link to it in the video description. This completely unlocks all research levels for all schools of magic and gives you 100 gem income of every kind and a boatload of income and resources in your province, as well as giving you access to the Debug Senseis that have level 9 in all magical paths. This is really good for testing normal troops or getting summons easily, though it might ruin mage scripting tests due to army wipe spells being unlocked because of the full research. If you want to test mage scripting for certain spells, using the Debug Mod with normal research can help with that. Okay, so let's activate our mods. In order to do that, click on the mods option on the main menu to bring up your mod list. And then from there you want to click on a mod in order to activate it for your game. We'll unlock the Debug Mod for this example. Next you'll want to create a new game, so create your world. I'm going to click Loaded Map and load up the arena map. This will mean that there'll be no map generation and you'll load up a pre-made map. And with that, okay, so we'll put in our name, like so. Then you want to select what age you want to do. Obviously this depends on what exactly you want to test. So this will be entirely up to you. For us, we're going to select the middle age. And now you'll want to set up your opponents. I like just doing a 1v1, so we'll remove every other AI using backspace other than one, and then we'll right click on the last remaining AI to set them to human control. So now we'll be able to control both of the nations rather than leaving one of them to AI control. After this, you want to select whatever nations you want to test. We're actually going to choose Nidavangar, and we're going to choose Ulm, purely just because I have pretenders already made for them. After this, you want to click OK. You'll be brought to the first nation overview screen, and you want to just load up a pretender or create a pretender as you usually would, and give your pretender a name like so, and then you'll be brought to the second nation overview, and you'll want to do the same. This lets you be able to test out different pretenders, different nations, just whatever you really want to do. And with that, we have our gods all set up, and we're brought to the settings. For most testing, the default settings are fine. But if you're doing something specific, you can change these settings. If, for example, you're playing with debug with no changes to research, you can set the magic research down to easy or very easy in order to quickly get to the magic level you want to test. After that, click OK, and it will generate the world, which won't take long because you're not doing a random map generation. And now you're brought to the nation select screen. You can select a nation by left-clicking on them, cause an end turn by clicking the host button, or coming out of the game. If we click on one of our nations, we come into their nation as we would in a usual game without multiple human-controlled nations. And now we can see that we have our Debug Senseis and what I will call our Debug Riders. You want to do whatever you want for the nation and click the end turn as normal to be brought back to the nation select screen, and you can see if you've done a turn for each nation by the little tick next to them. You can now ping between the nations for each turn in order to create the scenarios you want to test without having to worry about gem incomes or gold. This is really useful for being able to set up armies and scripting for exactly what you want to test. Say if you have a specific example you want to do with communions, or if you want to see if a certain script will work against certain foes, like giants for example, or if you just really want to test out your army scripting, this is a really good way to do it. Okay, so that was a quick tip covering testing using the arena map and the debug mode. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to cover, and again let me say thank you to Das Tactics for his fantastic testing map, as well as Sombra for his debug mod as well. Until next time, take care.